Hi there. This is John Thompson, founder and lead advisor at SMPL Mortgage. This month's strategy is going to be the ADU, the accessory dwelling unit expander or expansions kind of strategy, the idea of using an ADU to kind of improve your financial situation, maybe solve some other kinds of things. So, all right, let's kind of jump into it here. So, as we said, it's called the ADU expansion. Understand how an ADU can be used to create wealth, cash flow, and lifestyle diversification. Right. So the problem is there's really limited housing options in many marketplaces, affordability challenges. We have an aging population. A lot of people want to age in place. Aging in place is very desirable. Even younger adults or adult children are having a hard time finding places to live, and finding independent and private kind of housing options. So there's really a vast need across the country. Some homeowners are looking for additional income and investment opportunities, but they aren't quite sure how to do that. They have a lot of significant home equity and low rate mortgages that are put in place the last couple of years are preventing people from moving because they don't want to go up those really low interest rates. So where's the opportunity kind of lie around this? So the trend again of ADUs could be a viable solution. ADU, again, accessory dwelling unit. It could be a solution to address kind of the housing problems and affordability kind of living options. And of course, there's income potential there for those that are interested in the investment component of it. So again, aging in place could be great. Aging in place, people tend to want to stay with families or be in a specific community. We do know that rates move and change all the time. So, while there might be resistance now, there might not be resistance down the road. And then, of course, there's additional cash flow and investment opportunities and appreciation that can be built into the home right away. And right now, the laws across the United States really are, favoring the increase in housing stock through ADUs, lot splits, and renovation of kind of older homes. So by building an ADU, homeowners can really extend their housing options. They can maybe create a rental unit, generate income, create long-term investment potential. So it's really a way to sort of maximize the property, provide kind of different solutions. It creates independent living spaces as opposed to people living in the same property, renting out a room, for example. And so you create a way maybe for older adults to maintain their privacy and autonomy while staying close to their family for companionship and so forth. It can also contribute, quite frankly, to environmental sustainability because, denser infill type of building oftentimes is more efficient for land use. It uses all the existing infrastructure. There's no new construction. And so there's, and again, more efficient design and green building kind of practice can go into that as well. So pretty straightforward. So how does it work? Working with a certified liability advisor is what we always recommend. You're going to look at the circumstances, put together a financing strategy, identify the current needs, that are out there. Does an ADU make sense? What would it be used for? How's it going to cost? What are the elements? How's it going to be financed and so forth? We present all those kind of options and then kind of make a decision if you're moving forward or not. So we're going to go through a couple of quick case studies. In this particular case, the client already owned a home. It's $818,000 current value with a 662 balance. They do have one of those very low interest rate mortgages, but they really needed to move the mother-in-law into new housing. Her husband had passed away, and they're trying to make a decision where to move the mother-in-law into. So they were going to move her just into the existing home as an option, just to kind of stay in a room, or maybe renting a property someplace else, or building an ADU. The budget for the ADU turned out to be about $300,000. So they want to remain with mom as long as possible. She wants to remain with them. They'd like to have kind of continued payments, figure out the lowest cost of interest over time, and then refinance as needed for lower interest costs down the road. So at the end of the day, they got a $300,000 basically construction type of loan, new payment of new rate of 3.49, and payment went up by about $1,240. But the projected rental on this ADU is about $2,800, so a positive cash flow if they chose to rent it out right away. In this particular case, they use what's called the home style renovation product, which is essentially a construction product put out by Freddie Mac. So the ADU is built for $300,000. The after value is about $1,350,000, so a significant increase of value by doing the property. And of course, the market helped. Ultimately, they're going to look at doing a HELOC for additional protection. And there was a discussion around a reverse mortgage eventually as well. So mom can afford to stay there, independent on the property, but in living in her own space and close by and all those kind of great things. One more quick case study, 45-year-old entrepreneur, $850,000 home, 425 mortgage balance, had a payment in the mid-fives or a rate in the mid-fives with a 2450, was commuting to a job and paying $18 in office rent, triple net rent. So sort of thought about how we structure this. So in this case, chose to build essentially what would be an office cottage kind of behind on the existing property behind the home. It was an office for day use and could be used for guest quarters, in the evening and those sorts of things. Bedroom and shower and kitchen for guests. Very minimal maintenance. At the time, the budget was about $100,000, and there was additional opportunities to rent it out again at a later date. So HELOC was set up, did the work with a contractor, got the work done to coincide with the end of the office lease. Ultimately used $97,000 in expenses to build a 800 square foot addition, which again was primarily used as an office, but had a shower, bath, and a kitchen for additional flexibility down the road, and ultimately refinanced that mortgage into a 4.75. Payment increased by about $300 a month, but saved a significant amount of money, $1,500 net on the lease that was being paid for on the other office space. So save gas, save time, more comfortable living environment, and create additional investment opportunities over long terms. So those are the ADUs, lots of different strategies around it. Thanks for your interest in it, and be happy to discuss these options at any time. Thanks very much.